What's up, guys? Barry Gaming here, back with some more Idle Heroes, and today we're on our main account, but this is the first interdimensional arena I've kind of followed, and I've noticed a common trend here today. So we're going to look at a couple different matchups. Starting off, though, we're going to jump in here, and we're going to take a look at the big one, the big name one, at least, that people know. We got Wraec, and we got Lord Eric. These two are, I feel like, the ones you hear the most of, especially because they're the ones that are buying probably some of the most big tier ticket items, but sadly neither of them won. Now their power levels, they both have like double the power of our own account, going in at 1.3, what is it billion, right? Yeah, 1.3 billion, and Lord Eric with 1.15. Now there seems to be a very common strategy that worked out pretty good here. If we go to the battle here, you'll see Lord Eric won ultimately. But what he does is he chips away at some of the stronger teams that start out in these lineups, and then it kind of comes down to the one power team. Like, legitimately, the IDA comes down to who has the better team, the overall one lineup that can win. So we'll show you the first battle. This is where I think one of the stronger teams come in for Wraec, and then Lord Eric has this kind of cheese style team with his Asmodel, his Eos to die, the carries to revive. It's kind of like the team that I run too, except it also has a Vest on here, probably for survivability. We got this level 1 X level Asmodel, which looks so weird, but God, I hate the look of that skin so much, but it's the better skin for a tenant. So yeah, it definitely weakened the team up. Did it win? Absolutely not. But what it did do is it took out some of the big hitters here. Now, there are a lot of Transcendence heroes on these teams that are not Origin, and that's just because they're like tenant pieces. But yeah, after that, we have a secondary lineup coming in for Lord Eric here. It has a bunch of Amun-Ra's, probably just to slap out a ton of healing curses and get some bubbles up to try to keep the longevity of the team going. Sadly, though, no one attacked into it, but it's a good strategy to have Amun-Ra's in a team like this, because if the other team does get a big AoE off, that's going to help your team heal back up. And mainly, this is like, I mean, God, it's crazy to see that they have literally giant killer tenant heroes here that are just so disgusting. But that's where he kind of gets the win there. Then it comes to Wraec's really big hitting team here. So this is the one that is pretty much the all-in type team. I see so many of them with just X level 1. It looks so funny. Probably having resource issues. You can see most of these battles are very one-sided, and it does make sense. But this is where the big battle commences. There's one more fodder team, it looks like. I say fodder, but it's made to get a very fast Mockman out here to deal some damage and weaken a potential strong team. So again, putting like a big damage dealer with a bunch of Rogans is a smart idea because it can potentially weaken them. At the end of the day, though, you'll notice if you're coming against a Fairy Queen Vesa, doesn't really mean that much here. And so you'll notice the team is pretty much maxed out. There's nothing weak about them. This is where the majority of Wraec's team power is coming from. This was a fodder team. Again, look at how many Eos he has. Holy cow. There's so many Eos when you look at these teams. There's an Eos here. But we come to the big decisive battle right here. Now, this is the one where this is pretty much how you define if a team is going to win. And this is the big team battle versus the big team battle. Both of them have their homes, Star Alchemist Homes Youngs with the core active, I imagine. There's really no point in putting them on a team if you don't have the core. And you'll notice this team is pretty much, actually no, this team is a mirror match. You got basically tons of dodge coming out between the Freya and the Phantom Defier Elena, and tons of healing between the Freya and the Fairy Queen Vesa, and really all the damage is going to be coming from these Vulcans. I'm waiting for a big Vulcan active here. Good lord, the amount of pings we have to see in these combats is crazy because Queen is here. Okay, so PDE gets that off, gets some shielding. We got her little bubbles here. Fast forward through the ping damage. Freya dishing some stuff out here. Oh my god, the pings. I wish there was a way to just not see pings at this point, because they're so annoying. So both of them are going with a fan Vulcan. This is the few times where fan does play. You'll notice there are a few fans over these heads here on the teams, and that's mainly because they become very good at endgame PvP because there are so many shields coming out. Vulcan, look at that. That was a Vulcan active. It didn't even punch through all the shields, and I think we're in for a longer combat here. Unless the enemy Vulcan, yeah, the enemy Vulcan doesn't get to use an active because of that, what is it? Perceptual disorder under Vulcan's legs. So if you guys ever wanted to see the PvP team a lot of people are using, I mean, this is literally it. It's probably going to come down to who has slightly more power here. And really it's just going to come down to which Vulcan finally gets an active off to absolutely wreck the other team. Simple as that. You'll notice all the stacks buffing up here on the Vulcans, just absolutely crazy. The shielding is the biggest thing. The second you lose a shield on one of your fan heroes, though, you're kind of screwed. But those fans last longer into the battle than the crowns do, because the crowns will wear off pretty much by round 5, but the fans keep going so long as you have a shield. Now, that was the first Vulcan active that actually did some decent damage here, lowering HP of 2 heroes. Everybody else on the enemy team still has shields. And it's almost laggy how many effects are in here. Do you guys feel the lag that's happening? Maybe we need to watch this at 2x speed just so it doesn't feel... I mean, it still feels laggy, does it not? Holy cow. And this is even using like the newest blue stacks right here that I'm testing out. It's absolutely crazy. I want to see Vulcan. Yep, Vulcan does not get to do anything. So long as that perceptual disorder is at his feet... Whew. Now the enemy Vulcan might get a chance to use an active here because he only has the little Freya flower under his feet. I don't know how long this battle is actually going to go. Ooh, the Freya though, I should say Lord Eric. Lord Eric is over here. Rex is above us here. Oh, this Vulcan. Yep, I was going to say this Vulcan does not have perceptual disorder. And the second there is no perceptual disorder, this happens right here. So you can see this is legitimately a mirror match. And that's how it ends. And that's pretty much how people win in interdimensional arena. Their one overpowered team beats the other overpowered team. Because then you can see there's like some cheese teams in here, but it's not enough to take out that one super overpowered team. That's why a lot of times people don't put their overpowered team first. They try to put some cheese lineups to weaken the enemy team so that when they do come across this situation right here, they get the W. So hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Kind of like talking about this. We might look at more IDA as well today because it's funny. The teams with less power, again, the teams that don't have as big of a power number here, doesn't mean they're gonna lose, like by far. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. I'll see you guys next time.